Okay, welcome back to my summer mob movie marathon, Scarface 1933. First off the bat, if you've seen the one with Pacino, this movie is gonna feel like a very condensed version of that. It's like an hour and 33 minutes, so it's not as long, but it has the same basic plot structure about a guy named Tony, in this case Tony Clemente, climbing his way through the criminal underworld, even gets involved with the boss's daughter. He's overprotective of his sister, kills his sister's husband out of jealousy or whatever it is, and gets into a big shootout at the end where he dies. It's got all the same basic plot points, and it's a very good movie. It was directed by Howard Hawks, produced by Howard Hughes, and was loosely based on, not even loosely, it was heavily based on Al Capone. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre even happens in this movie. And it just covers the Chicago criminal underworld and this one man's rise to power. And it's a movie I actually really enjoyed. It's a slower paced movie. You have to have patience for it, and it's got some good comedy in it. Like, Clemente has a secretary, the guy can't read or write, and he keeps forgetting messages. And there's one scene where they're at a restaurant and Tony gets a call and he sends his secretary and he's like, hello, speak up. And then when the guy starts speaking up, too loud, speak quieter, and they get into a shootout. And while the restaurant's being shot up, he's still on the phone. Hello, I can't hear you. Speak up, speak louder. And the water tank next to him gets shot. Water gushes out and he moves to the side and he's still, speak up, speak up. So yeah, it's got some of that in it. But like I said, it's still at its core the same basic movie. If you've seen one, you're gonna feel like you've seen the other because it follows the same points, even though the Pacino one took different approaches and it was the most 80s movie ever. But I still do highly recommend this film for what it is. It does have a good plot structure. It follows the character really well, and his rise to power is believable. It even has a small role by Boris Karloff in it, which is cool to see. Frankenstein's monster gets gunned down in a gangster movie. And really, I don't have too much to say about this film. Another scene I like is when he first gets the Tommy gun and his boss is getting on him about it, and he's like, look at this, I can write my name or something like that, and he's like maniacally shooting up the wall in his office laughing, and he goes on a killing spree, killing members of rival gangs. Eventually, again, he comes to the top, and not long after that, much like in the other version, it's his downfall, only his downfall isn't as sympathetic in this one, because at least with the Al Pacino version, his downfall was over him not wanting to blow up a car with kids in it and shooting the guy who was going to blow it up. Where of this, the cops just find out where he is. They send an entire force to his mansion. And another difference where the sister shoots at him in the Pacino version and gets killed by the intruders. In this case, when the cops show up, she switches from wanting to kill him to being on his side, and she starts loading the gun, and he's there laughing and he's shooting at the cops, and it leads to them returning fire and his sister getting killed in the crossfire. And he just stumbles out and seemingly surrenders to the cops, only to run out the front door and get shot. But much like how in the Pacino version he had that thing that said the world is yours in his mansion, he actually had this big it says that in lights on the roof of his building, and that's the last shot after he gets killed. And I'm like trying to hold back on this review because like when I discuss the plot, like I said, a lot about what I say about this one I can say about the other, and I'm gonna review the other. This might have been a better video to do both together, but here it is. This movie I'm gonna give a B plus. It's really great, not as great as it could have been, but just a lot of fun. It's just a great classic old timey gangster movie, and they don't make them like that anymore. So don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Over and out.